threat of disaster is never pleasant.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers podcast.
These safety measures are essential.
The only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment.
This will be your source of survival instructions and information. Every member of the family must be coached in the business of survival.
Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
Cam's still over there trying to find songs.
Dude, that was the worst question ever. I just don't. I'm not a big. I just listen to music.
Yeah.
I'm not like a hardcore. Like I love this album. I love this. So I'm just like I don't know.
He mostly listens to Britney Spears, and so like he just has a hard time.
I don't like to listen to anything else.
Yeah, I mean,
so
when
good.
you find your thing, you
love
just want to stay with it.
nasally voice.
Oh yeah, just early Britney Spears too, not the later stuff, like the early stuff.
Most definitely.
Yeah, most definitely.
I love it.
Well, Cameron, it's Q&A time. Our favorite episode of the month.
Yeah.
We're excited.
This is when everybody gets involved in our podcast.
Yeah.
So great.
It's just like
so great.
a family affair.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we're excited about it. You guys sent in lots of questions. We got lots of answers.
Yeah, so we're going to give it to you. But before we give it to you,
Oh, gosh.
we're going to talk about food and water, power, protection.
Oh, man.
These are all really important things. You kind of get overwhelmed with them.
I do.
Sometimes you forget self-reliant medical care.
Mhm.
You can't do that
No.
because it's super important. There's an easy way, though, that you can just kind of sum it all up in one book,
Yeah.
make you survive forever. It's called The Prepper's Medical Handbook. And it's
Yeah.
by noted wilderness medicine expert and survivalist William W. Forgy. He provides the basis of prevention, identification, and long-term management of survivable medical conditions. And it is organized in a way that just helps you to quickly find the answers you need to save your friend who's just got decapitated.
Yeah.
Or something more extreme.
Because you get scared.
Yeah.
You get
You're
nervous.
like, I got to read this chapter
What do I
real
do?
quick. Which nerves and
Hang
blood
out.
vessels come back together?
Hang out for a second. I got to read this chapter.
No, but it really is kind of organized, in my opinion, for a prepper because it has ways to develop, like to put together your own first aid kit and like the most common medical conditions you're going to encounter in your family or with your group.
Diabetes.
So you're just going to jump right to it and you're going to know what to do. And you
Beautiful.
can get this book at preppersmedicalhandbook.com or the easiest way, just go to amazon.com and pick
Easy.
it up. It's a great book, one of the best you can put in your survival library.
It's pretty awesome.
It is really awesome.
You know what else is awesome? All the
These questions
that we got
except
sent
for
in.
the
Except for
song one that
Cam's
hung
pissed
me
off.
up for like a day.
He's been pissed off. I don't know why it makes
It's
me so
like
mad.
I was developing a movie. I'm like, I got to get this right the first time. It was so
I know.
serious.
Yeah, that's a problem. Those ones are really hard, though. I'll give you that. They're
Just
tough.
like, man, you go back and forth, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll come back to it. And then I didn't. And
Then you
now I
didn't.
regret
And
it.
now you're just, it is what it is. Let's just get rolling, though. This first question came from Tall Golfer Coop. He must be a tall guy who golfs. His name's Cooper, probably. He says, stranded in a mall with zombies lurking everywhere. You get 3 items and 1 person to ride it out with. What items and who?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one,
Yeah,
right?
you go ahead.
Okay, so I went with Cameron. I know this is probably one of those things where you're like, well, you just did that because Cam's sitting across from him. No,
and
no.
now I got to do it because you just
I
said
know.
it.
But I think it would be a good time because I think Cam and I would just make fun of all the zombies as they're coming, and they'd get so annoyed they'd probably just leave. You'd be like, "Oh my gosh, if I have to hear this joke one more time." That's what the zombies thinking or saying, right? So that's what I'm going with.
I'm
Cam.
out.
This is
That
ridiculous.
ain't worth the meat.
Your brain is stupid. I don't want to eat it. You know, it's kind of how it would go. So I'm going to go with Cam. And then I want to go with the classics. You know, you could say, like, I want a friggin' machine gun. But it's just like, how fun.
I didn't put a gun in mine either.
Yeah, good. That's what I like.
You
Good.
got limitations with the gun.
Yeah, you do. So I went the baseball bat. Just, it's classic.
Heck, yeah.
Dude.
That's
it's
a good one.
You pick it up, you feel good, you want to hit
You
stuff.
feel like a bad A.
You really do.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, in any of those zombie movies, I want to be the guy with the bat that's just hitting heads with bats the whole time.
I know.
Like ding ding, like it's an
I
aluminum
feel
bat.
like it would feel like just let out all of your
my
childhood
gosh.
like anger. You're like, man, I feel good.
Yeah, like after like a couple hours
His eyeball came out. Dang.
of exploding heads, like all of my former, you know,
all
things
your
are they're
past
just gone.
Anger issues and
just freaking gone.
comments people have made. Just like, I'm going to slam this brain out.
News
That's a
podcast
good one.
reviewers.
Baseball bat's a
Yeah,
great
so I
one.
went with the baseball bat, and then I went with Molotov cocktails.
Of course.
I had to.
Number one,
Yeah.
because we could just yell out, Molotov cocktail.
Yeah. I don't know why. This is a song that we always sang. And anytime,
We always sing.
Yeah. What game was it?
The Last of Us.
It was The Last of Us. Okay, yeah.
The online.
It was
Because
a
we'd always like
Molotov
third degree people like
Yeah. It was a good time.
best online
Oh,
multiplayer, honestly, that I've ever played.
There's ever
There's
been.
so much. Oh man, I miss it.
It was so
I
hard.
totally miss it.
It was so hard.
super hard.
I loved it
Because you
because
should be peeking. You only
Yeah.
got a few bullets.
oh my god,
One arrow.
so much fun.
One arrow. You're like, dang it, I got hit.
Yeah,
And you could revive. And oh man,
it was
so good.
definitely the one that like got you the most like tensed up.
I agree.
And like creeped out because you couldn't just go out guns a-blazing.
You don't respawn.
No.
There's no slide across half the map
Yeah.
on your knees.
Exactly.
Like, you had to be tactical.
Oh, it was so much fun. Anyways, Molotov cocktail.
Don't you miss it though?
I do, yeah.
Then
I
they got
loved
all
it.
these weird cheaters in it.
Yeah, then it
they
wasn't very
like
fun.
didn't stop.
Yeah. And my last one was riot gear. I just put on some riot
Yeah.
gear, you know what I mean? I feel like
Riot gear's great.
I feel like with a baseball bat, some riot gear, some Molotov cocktails, dude, this mall
have a
is
good
going
old time.
down.
It's a good
We're gonna
old
have
time.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought about. I'm like, it would be cool to put, somebody that is bad A. Put like Bruce
you did.
Willis.
You did put,
Oh,
you
I
did
know.
put someone who's bad,
But, there's these like people you think would be
Yeah.
sweet, and then their personalities are super weird. So I was like,
the
the
Bruce
only
Willis, is that who you're afraid he's gonna asshole or something?
no, just like you would think like adding these people, but
Yeah.
you don't know them. They could be total weirdos.
Oh, yeah.
and like you
They
would hate them.
probably are.
So I'm like the safest person
Yeah.
to go with is Kobe because I know
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that it would be fun, and we, he would choke out people that come up behind me that are still survived. So
Yeah.
so he has my back. He
Yeah.
has my back.
For sure.
For weapons, I go with that samurai.
That's
I
a
love
good
it.
one.
It's lightweight, chops through stuff. You
Yeah.
can lobotomize.
And think about it, like I'll hit them with the bat, and then you take off their head.
I'll just
with
finish
it.
them off, just stab
Yeah.
them. But
Oh.
the samurai sword, you swing all day. It's not that heavy.
No, it's not.
Like you're not going to be swinging
You can go
Excalibur.
one-handed. You could go two-handed.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got a lot of options.
it's a cool blade.
Yeah, I
I
like
gotta
that.
get me one.
Yeah, everyone needs one.
I'd go blow dart. I only took out one. I go chainmail armor. I'd look
Yeah.
pretty sweet with that.
You
on.
would look awesome.
but
For sure.
they're not gonna bite through that.
I don't think so.
You can't chew through chain metal.
Yeah,
and
probably not.
you would be pissing off some historians.
Oh, yeah.
Walking around with chain metal and a samurai sword. They're like, what are you?
You idiot.
You can't do that. But I think chain metal against zombies or like that shark protection
Oh yeah.
gear.
Yeah.
Like
That's like Kevlar.
basically just chain metal.
Yeah.
But and then I'd have a walkie-talkie would be my other.
Oh, yeah.
Because your phones aren't going to
Communication.
work. You'd be like, Kobe, do you see me just cut that guy's head off? Over.
I think we should get the headset ones.
Oh yeah,
Because we look so awesome. Just run. You'd have chainmail.
Xbox.
Yeah. I'd have my Xbox headset, and I think it'd be awesome.
But that would be pretty fun. You got to be able to communicate.
You do. I
So,
like that.
That's my other.
That's what we do. Tall golfer coop.
Yeah. Pain Machine 1312.
Pain machine.
The S has hit the F.
Ooh, crap.
You're out and about with the main character from the last movie you watched. Now this is tough.
This is tough,
because we watched the last movie together.
we did. Yes.
Let's say if not just me and Kobe, we had our wife with us.
Yes.
Let's say a full-blown civil disturbance with a full day's travel home type situation.
Okay.
Who's helping you get home, and how do you think y'all will do?
So yeah, we watched the last movie we watched together. We were out this weekend at Cam's cabin, so we had some time, and so we watched a couple of movies.
My parents have all these VHS tapes,
old ones,
tons
man.
of them.
So we watched the first one we watched was House 2.
Yeah,
That was a
so
weird
you remember
movie.
House? I know that a lot of you remember the covers of House. They're great covers.
Yeah, they got the weird.
This
hand.
one's just like a dead hand with a key, right? Or is it
Is
just
the
pointing?
key?
No,
I
it's
think
just
it's
pointing.
going to hit the
Doorbell.
doorbell.
You're right.
Yeah, I can't
It
think of
looks
words today.
freaky as it all get out.
It
But the
does.
movie's like a kid's movie.
It's 100% a kids movie. I didn't even know.
I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, you guys gotta watch this. I kind of felt bad after making them watch it.
Well, we got through it.
But
Then the last one that we watched while we were there was a classic. One of my favorite movies of all time. I've been watching it since I was like 10 years old.
yeah,
This thing
I
is
hadn't seen it in a while, so it was
so good. And it was rad. If you haven't seen Rad, I
It
feel
wasn't
bad
Rad.
for you.
It's the movie's actually
The movie's called Rad.
You got to watch it.
That's the name of the movie. Yeah, it's called Rad. It's about some kids who like to ride their BMX bikes. There is a
In school, in prom, all kinds of stuff.
freaking delivering newspapers, all this stuff. But during this movie, there's a big promoter in the BMX industry. He's coming into town and he's building what they call Hell
Mongoose.
Track. Yeah, he owns Mongoose.
Yeah.
But he's building Hell Track, the greatest BMX track ever. And they, for some reason, they decided to do it in this tiny little town. I don't know why.
There's no story behind it.
Just like that's what they decided to do. And so our man Crew Jones is a local kid. He's just good on his bike, man. He's freaking delivering papers.
He's a natural BMXer.
Oh my gosh, like he came out of the womb on a mongoose. Just like riding out of his mama's, you know what. And so it's an amazing movie. So I had to go with Crew Jones because he is the protagonist of this movie. He was like my idol when I was a little kid. And so I think that we're going to hop on it. We're obviously going to be on bikes. This is how we're going to get through this apocalyptic situation. We're going to be hopping on our bikes, riding all over, doing our thing. And I really feel like if Crew, as a local nobody, can win Hell Track, he can get me through the apocalypse.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And so, Crew Jones.
Some of those stunts during the dance.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Like,
so Lori Loughlin,
you could stay up and away from everything. Like,
so Lori Loughlin was in it too. And the stunt double for her is 100% a beefy freaking guy. And it is the worst.
They did not match wigs to her hair color. It's like a black wig.
Oh yeah,
it looks like a mullet.
It's the worst wig ever too. And like her pants are like the guy's thighs are twice her size, and so like they're bursting out of the pants.
They didn't try too hard.
You got to go watch that again because but look, let me tell you something. The soundtrack of this movie is one of the best
not
soundtracks.
Lying.
Oh my gosh.
And it's songs you haven't normally heard, but they're so good.
They are fantastic.
Like it really is one of the better soundtracks.
And that's going to come back in another question later on today.
Yeah.
So,
I watched the same movie, so I had to go with the same movie. But I'm going to go with Bart.
Bart Taylor.
Yeah. He's like the big wig for Mongoose, sponsored.
Greatest guy out there.
He's cocky.
He's got blonde hair.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like a pretty cool punk kid. Like,
oh, yeah. He's got everything.
He's got chicks with him all the time.
Is there anything this kid can't do? That's what the guy asks. Yeah. Because he does they go to the dance and then they do a choreography dance. Like, it's the best thing. The best is the twins, his buddies.
The twins, and they're like
their suits
are so like
looks like they're from the future, like in some bad sci-fi movie.
It looks like it looks like Superman's villains. Or something.
100%. Yeah.
But anyway, Bart's he in real life though. I looked him up, and he's a gold medalist. He's an Olympian gold medalist in gymnastics.
That's crazy.
And so I'm like, this dude knows what he's doing. Like we could parkour across town. From all the stuff.
Hop on his back and let him go. Ride Bart Taylor through the apocalypse.
I could be the balance horse or whatever the thing what's that thing they call
horse?
Pummel horse.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
I'm the balance horse.
Kobe knows his gymnastics.
I do. Yeah, I got it down.
But yeah, I'm like he would get you across town for sure.
That's
either on his back or on his bike or across buildings.
He could still ride a bike. He would have won Hell Track if he just would have kept going.
That's true. He
wanted to make it an even race.
He's ruined it.
Well, he ruined it, but his buddies took out Crew. So I mean, it's one of those things.
That's true. Crew would have stayed up with him.
He would have stayed up. Yeah,
that's a good one. But
so
he turned into a good guy in the end.
He has integrity. I mean, he's riding for Rad Racing now.
Yeah.
He was a Mongoose guy, but now he's for Rad Racing.
Now he's Rad Racing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Good question.
There you go.
Next is from Andrew Leonards. He says, as we prepare to send kids back to school, or as some already have, what are some of the things we should ensure we have updated, put together for their preparedness?
That's a good thought.
Great question. We should have done a back to school episode.
I know we should have. I didn't even think about it either. I'm like, this stuff eventually trickles into your everyday life. You're like, 2 months into school, we probably should revise some things.
Oh yeah, our kids need to go to school.
My son's in a different school now.
Yeah,
and so reviewing their plans and then maybe changing your meeting location for them if they have to go somewhere. And just kind of the gear and stuff that they have.
That's really
a great That's a great question, though.
Yeah, no, I said kind of the same thing. Update that emergency plan, print off a copy for the kids' backpacks so they've all got it.
That's a good idea.
I'm in a weird situation, too, where my daughter just started going to high school, so it's like a whole new deal. And like she has like off-campus lunches and stuff now, so it's like kind of weirding me out.
So crazy.
It's crazy. So like I'm like, oh, you probably need to have cash with you
And a gun.
Yeah.
And pepper spray.
And I want you to take the dog with you just in case.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take you to school.
And I want you to FaceTime me every hour.
Yeah,
I want to know what's going on.
On the hour, and that's it. Take fire starting material just in case.
Yeah.
And a water filter. Don't drink directly out of the drinking fountain. Filter that water because I don't know.
True.
I don't know what they're doing.
That's the biggest problem for me. I'm like, with back to school, what should we prepare for? You probably should get lots of vitamins.
Yeah.
And lots of cold medicine.
Exactly.
Because here it comes.
So that's a good question.
That is one. That is a good one.
Wait,
that is one. That's a question.
That's a question.
That there's a question.
100%.
Good job there.
Yeah.
Jeremy, RC 1112. Love RC cars.
1121. I do love
1112.
Dude, when I was little,
Got
like
dyslexia.
there was no better gift
Than an RC car.
than an RC car.
And they were better then.
Yeah.
They were bigger. They had more knobby tires. Now they're like, you can buy a micro machine.
It's like a Tesla or something. So,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't even make noise.
No, but it has headlights.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's a lot of LED lights on them.
Oh, really? That is cool. But no, when you were a kid, man, RC cars.
They looked like the
best.
Toy Story RC car, like almost all of them. They're like that little dune buggy looking.
I don't know what the Toy Story.
Yeah, you
looks like.
should.
I haven't seen it in 150 years.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
As summer is nearing an end, what prepping plans do you have coming up to get ready for fall and winter?
That's another good one
Man.
because, yeah, it is that time. It's like the changing of the seasons and it's time to do some things. Yeah.
That's a good song.
What is it?
Of the season.
Oh, okay.
I'm just making it up for this.
Yeah. Right now, my plans are kind of the basics with the changing of the seasons, updating all my kits to the winter versions of them.
Yeah.
Mostly the bug out bag and then updating the EDC kit a little bit and that kind of stuff. And looking at doing some basic maintenance around the house, those things you got to do as winter comes.
Better put that door back on.
Yeah, got to get them windows in at some point.
Yeah.
That breeze
It's
is
about
going to be
time
tough.
we close up the shower.
That November breeze is going to be mighty cold.
Kids can move off the deck and into the house now.
Yeah, that's right.
Got to change the straw.
Living on the tramp all summer.
Yep.
But yeah, those things, changing batteries and the smoke detectors and all that kind of stuff. So it's just the basics.
It is.
But the basics are everything, Cameron, when it comes down to it.
They are.
All right.
Sounds like an ad.
Yes, it
they're
does.
like, I think a lot of my preps and change go into like vehicles. I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure the tires are set and ready or they need to be changed for winter. Windshield wipers, different fluids, things like that.
Vacuum out the fruit snacks.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That are hard as a rock.
And then, like you said, like changing up your gear bag for accommodate for the different types of clothing that you need. And the other thing is like I like September because it reminds me it's prepper month,
Yep,
it's time to like stock up, add. It's easy to just go into like, oh, I got enough stuff. I don't really need to be like, I need to focus on some other things and not continually be like adding water, adding food. That's the hard thing.
Oh, yeah.
So looking at like doing that for the winter because more likely something's going to happen either middle of summer and we're past that. Now it's going to be middle of winter.
Yeah.
Those are the only two times the apocalypse will happen because it's the hardest.
But I think you're right. I think it's a good time of year to reassess kind of everything. See, you know what I mean?
Fall's a good time to do it.
Yeah, I think it's a
Love
great
the
time.
fall, man.
Oh, dude, it is the best.
So nice.
But
so
good one. I like it. Daryl Harrington, he asks, if you each had to head out into the bush for a few months to get away from evil and doom, what animal would you choose as your sidekick? Beaver or woodchuck? Like, why are
Only
these
those two.
These are our only options. So, like, I have to go with a beaver. I just can't see the benefits of a woodchuck.
every man needs a good beaver.
Yeah, that's right. You got that right, boy. But I just don't. I'm trying to figure out what the benefits of a woodchuck are.
I don't know.
And I have no idea.
I was going to look it up, but I didn't have time. Like, what does a woodchuck do?
Woodchucks would. If a woodchuck could chuck wood. Yeah, but I'd feel like a beaver could at least like chew down some trees for you. You know what I mean?
I know. I think it has better potential. Can slap somebody silly.
Oh, geez. Can you imagine getting slapped by one of those?
Yeah.
You just pick that beaver up.
And just just let it go to town on somebody's face.
Yeah. Good job, Beavy.
Yeah. And then all those wood chips, man, you can start fires all day.
Oh, yeah. You got like kindling for days.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can take out people's internet.
Yeah.
In
If you
Canada.
could train that beaver to be like, to bite jugulars.
Those teeth. They're like the vampires of the rodent world.
Oh, yeah.
You
Seriously.
know?
Or like just gnaw somebody's leg.
Yeah, I mean, if they could do
That's
an
a creepy, like, offensive animal.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, if they can take down an aspen, they can take down a human.
Oh yeah, bone be nothing for them.
You know, can you imagine just the blood spurting everywhere and a beaver?
Get him, beaver!
Yeah, right at the ankle.
Get him, beaver. Good job.
Good job, old beavy.
Bucky Beaver.
Bucky. Yeah, Bucky's got to be Bucky.
That's a good one. I guess.
I guess.
Heinz 57, but spelled
it's different.
Hynes.
He must be from Utah.
Yeah.
Spelling it with a Y. When I was a kid, that was my sauce.
Really?
When I was a kid.
Man, I've been A1 forever.
I haven't used Heinz 57
It's like
for probably
straight
20
up
years.
Coca-Cola after me.
Yeah. I haven't used it for like 20 years, but
I
when I
haven't
was a
used it
kid,
very
man,
much.
hell, if I had Heinz 57,
I didn't mind it, but
I could eat everything.
yeah.
I don't even remember what it tastes like anymore. It's been so long.
Spicy ketchup.
Spicy ketchup.
That's all it is.
That's what they should say on there.
Ketchup with the tingle on your tongue.
Tinglies.
It really
ketchup.
isn't a bad sauce. I just don't use it anymore. Anyways, Heinz 57. What's the most important thing to keep in your vehicle for emergencies? And don't say keep the tank half full, okay?
Keep the tank half full.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Yeah, this is kind of a hard question because there's a lot of important things.
There's a ton of things that are...
I just kind of look at it. What is the thing that I use the most when it comes to the
That's
stuff
what I went with,
keep?
too. Like, what's the most practical thing that I...
And for me, I use the first aid kit all the time. Like, all the freaking time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the first aid kit, but there's a lot of good answers.
Blinker blister because
Yeah.
you've been turning it on so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that. Hate that.
Nobody
But
likes it.
one thing that I do think gets overlooked in vehicle kits a lot of times is a fire extinguisher.
For sure.
Like,
I don't have one.
Do you know how often the cars just catch on fire?
Yeah.
Pretty frequently. Like, it happens.
It's true.
You know, a few times
I
a year,
was-
a car catches on fire here.
Yeah.
And so why not have a fire extinguisher?
No, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Mine's that battery backup / charger jumper.
Yep.
Man, that thing's awesome.
Sure
Even
is.
this weekend,
Yeah.
when we were up in Lava, there was a guy in a Harley that had a dead battery, and I came over there and rescued him.
Yeah.
And he rode me into town.
Yeah.
No, but he's like, I'll buy you a drink. I'm like, nobody. Nobody.
Put your arms around my waist. We'll take one lap up and down.
You want my chaps?
I got nothing on underneath. I just got to warn you.
But man, that thing's come in
Yeah.
so handy for so many things. I've charged my phone with it. I've charged the kids' iPads. I've jumped cars. Man, they're just so good.
For sure. That's a great one. It
So-
really is.
And it's a flashlight.
It's a flashlight. Can't beat that.
Emergency blinker too. You'd like most of them SOS it.
Yes, sir.
So cool stuff.
That's a good one. Off-grid prep family. You have to eat the same shelf-stable prepper meal for the rest of your life. What meal do you choose? Annie.
Man, that's tough.
Boy, this is really, really hard. Because I guess there's different ways to look at this. I looked at it as like a freeze-dried meal just because I feel like that's the easiest.
That made
Do you know what I mean?
more sense to me too.
There could be other ways to look at this.
Because if you're eating the same shelf stable, it's got to be one that lasts
Yeah.
for a few years.
You could do rice and beans, I suppose, or
Yeah.
something like that. But
Yeah, you could.
I just went with that just because that we talk about that frequently.
Yeah.
So I went with the one that, to me, in all of the different brands that usually tastes good is biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, it's kind of
You know
like
what I mean?
universal.
Yeah.
Whoever makes it, it's still pretty good.
It's still pretty good. So I kind of went with that. And also, like anything that has hash browns in it usually tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know why hash browns just work when it comes to freeze-dried stuff. So I'd say one of those.
Taters. Taters usually
And they're
work out
both
pretty
of those are really filling.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
that's what I go with.
Man, I mean, it's different thinking you'd have to eat it all the time, but that home-style scramble
Oh, yes.
from Nutrient
Nutrient Survival.
Survival, it's so good.
It is. And it's not like an overpowering flavor.
No, I feel like you could like mix it with stuff. I feel like you could eat it on bread. You could have like, there's just a lot of
Ooh, yeah, that's a good
it's
idea.
a good taste.
Put some Cholula on that sucker.
Yeah.
Eat it
Like,
all
it's
night,
so
all
good.
day. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I
I'd
like
probably
that.
go with that one from the last couple of things I've eaten that are freezer dried, long lasting. The
Yeah.
homestyle scramble's awesome.
Yep.
So
Yep. And again, like biscuits and gravy is really good, but after one thing of that, you're like, it's too much sodium.
so much sodium.
And it's just like you can feel it.
But I
and-
do love that one.
Yeah, it's good.
It's easily one of my favorites.
Yep. I like that.
Is it yours?
Yours. Go ahead.
Lasting prepper standing.
Last prepper standing.
I don't know where I got ING in there.
Lasting. Preppering. Standing.
Have you seen the conspiracy about multiple people playing the role of Joe Biden? That's funny because I haven't seen that, but I've thought it myself.
Really?
I'm like, is there a different person playing this guy? Because
Yeah.
he's so different in different.
He is.
Like, either he forgot his pills that day, or it was a long flight,
Yeah.
or he's a different person.
This is like a conspiracy and it's kind of all over the internet. You can go see like photos of him like on the same day or like different days, and it looks like it's just a different person.
That's so weird.
Like there's features on his face that are just way different.
It's so
And
weird.
so it is kind of a creepy deal, but
The thing is, there's so many of those like digital
know.
like copies. That
Yeah.
they can mimic.
dude, pretty soon we're just not going to know.
No,
Video, we can't even trust video anymore.
it's terrifying.
Have you seen that guy that does the Tom Cruise,
Yeah,
the fake Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
You can't tell the difference,
He
bro.
just like copies his behavior,
Yeah.
and his face is transformed into him.
It's insane.
Like it totally looks. Yeah,
That
you
scares
would
me.
fool me instantly.
That scares me for the future because how are we ever going to
Any
know?
country could do that.
Easily.
Like
Yeah.
so, it's just it's terrifying.
It is.
So I don't know. That's funny. I hadn't seen that. I'm interested in it now, but I had thought like sometimes I'm like, man, he's like
Yeah,
different person today.
for sure. I got to tell you though, Cam, we live in a mad world. It is in constant change. So there's no time like today to prepare for the uncertainties of tomorrow, and nothing prepares you for what's to come like proper nutrition. Whether you're adventuring, exploring, passing down traditions, or simply being smart and keeping your priorities and plans in order, it's all the same. Let's talk about nutrient survival, Cameron. It is top shelf, delicious, special ops grade nutrition designed to the nutritional standards of the U.S. military, but intended for people just like us, just normal dudes, Cameron.
Yes.
Made with real ingredients, made in America. That's important to keep Americans healthy, strong, and alert, perfect for today and ready for anything ahead, from hearty, delicious entrees and nutrient-dense snacks to immunity-boosting drinks and strength-building shakes. This is what I love about them. They have a wide variety of stuff you can get. The coolest thing, though, is they each have 40 essential nutrients. And then our favorites is the handy singles, the on-the-go packs that are just perfect for EDC bags, perfect for bug-out bags. You got to go check them out. This isn't your cheap, empty-calorie, bland food storage. This stuff tastes good, and it has nutritional value. Head over to nutrientsurvival.com, use our code CASUALPREPPERS, and you're going to get 10% off your order. This is a great time of year to start stocking up for winter, you know, this kind of stuff. And the great thing about this stuff is you can get their pantry packs and you can just eat those all winter if you want, but they're also long-term shelf life food. And it's probably more nutritional than most of the food you eat every day.
I agree with that.
That's the great thing about nutrient survival. Like it's actually
You're
good for
storing
your body.
better food than what you eat now.
Than what you eat now.
So crazy.
Especially like if you're, you know, eating a lot of prepackaged garbage stuff that everybody does, you know, here and there. So it's great stuff. Go check them out. nutrientsurvival.com. Use our code CASUALPREPPERS. 10% off your order.
They had the NRE on there the other day.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Nice. That
It's
thing
a
is awesome.
Yeah, so it's got like a variety of things in there and you can pick your different varieties. It's
Yep.
pretty sweet.
It is sweet. This one came from Ryan Lehman.
Yes.
I don't know why he's asking us this, but at what age should children start dating?
I like that you put it in.
It's a 16.
Yeah.
16, bro. That's
I've
the
always
age.
felt the sweet 16 as well.
Yeah, I think it's a good time. I think, you know, as far as dating goes, obviously you can be hanging out with, but I think 16 is a perfect age.
Yeah.
I don't know. Most of the time they're idiots still at 16.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
so
was.
it's still a scary little problem.
Still am.
Yeah, still.
Haven't grown up.
Haven't grown out of that. Maybe we should start dating at 45. I don't know. Maybe that's a
Some
good age.
people do that.
Yeah, some people do.
Those are called weirdos.
Yeah. Yep.
Rich Overland.
Mm-hmm.
If you and your people survived an extinction level event that wiped
Ellie.
out
Ellie. Extinction level event. Don't you remember from Deep Impact?
Oh, yeah.
It was Ellie. And she was like, who's Ellie? Who's Ellie? And
That's it.
They found out that it was extinction level event.
So you just watched that, didn't you, Rich?
He probably did.
That wiped out most of humankind. What would be your priorities in the first few hours, days, and weeks as you tried to rebuild society? Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think it has to go back to the basics always. Water, shelter, food, and meds, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how you could look at it any other way. Those are kind of the basics for survival.
Yeah. Gotta stay alive, gotta stay safe. Like, those are like,
Yeah.
gonna be number one. If they're not, then
Yeah.
you're not gonna make it very
I think security is obviously very important too, but I kind of feel like that's part of your shelter aspect, making sure you're safe. But water, shelter, food, and meds. You can't go with anything else. That's what I would
pretty much the main
focus on.
For even what he said, for a few hours, days, and weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it falls into all that.
Yeah.
That's what I said too. Food and water, safety for me, my family. And then food procurement long term. Like, how am I going to keep getting food and where am I going to get it from? And then the last thing on there for me is like energy and comfort, like ways to power lighting and entertainment, and just feeling more comfortable in that scenario.
Yeah,
it's always helpful, but that's not like a priority.
I think I think you're right. Once you have like the food and water in the shelter,
let's make it comfortable. Let's make it safe.
Now let's work on like getting power and all those things that kind of make it nicer to live. So you don't want to just kill yourself right away, anyways.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will be like, you got to get back to the entertainment before everything else.
Let's start with getting Wi-Fi back up, boys. We're not going to eat till we get it done.
Just in a big group, like meeting together. All right, we got to get that Wi-Fi.
We've got people dying over here. We got 4 or 5 people with, very bad injuries.
Let's put top priority number 1, energy and Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. We got to get the kids their iPads.
What else we got?
It's got to happen.
No one can live without it.
Luke.Fairbar. He says, it may have already been talked about, but what are your tips when vacationing? I drove to Myrtle Beach from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area for a week and was curious on what you guys would take. That's a long trip, ain't it?
It's already done, buddy.
Yeah.
Myrtle to PA? I don't know that it's that far.
Really?
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, right?
Huh? I don't know. Feels like it should be a while, but maybe it's not.
It's probably not. I don't know. East Coast a lot closer, isn't it? Never been over there.
Don't know. I don't really know. Yeah.
Probably like 2 hours. We're all. I think that's far.
Dang, man. Should have taken a plane that far. Yeah, traveling is kind of a hard situation sometimes.
It's always hard.
We just did this last weekend because we went out to Cam's cabin, and it's what is that? 4.5, 5 hours away from here? Is that about
drive.
what it is? It's a long drive. And so usually
it is long. It's 10 hours.
10 hours. Yeah, that's a ways. So I usually when I do this, I think I've talked about this before, but we were gone about 3 days, and so that's usually about, if I can do 3 days, I can usually get it into my EDC pack. And that's what I did. I'll take out some stuff from my EDC bag, and I'll get enough room in there so I can just put my clothes and my toiletries, and I just take that bag. And that way, I basically have a survival kit with me everywhere I go,
right?
With that EDC pack, and so that's how I
with you. So
I had Cam. I figured if I can't survive with Cam there, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And we did. We survived.
We did.
Yeah,
we sure did.
We made it through.
Crazy lightning storm.
Oh,
we had rain,
dude. That lightning storm.
Pools that were way too hot.
It was a glorious, glorious lightning storm.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was. I got a good old video of it, slow-mo.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
So much fun.
I think Thor came down for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thor was showing himself, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, it does get tough with that. Like my work my EDC bag that I take to and from work, I have the hardest time parting with that because it's all just, I have all my stuff in there. I know what gear I have in there. But it always comes down to like the same basic stuff, like a knife, cell phone charger and battery, pepper spray. I have that with me just because you never know. Yeah. I don't carry a gun. MRE and ready to go water and filter, and fire starter and cash. I mean, those are always in pretty much all of my vehicles.
Yep.
Other than that, you can go with better footwear if you have to, walk to a gas station 15 miles or whatever. Things like that are added in there. But for the most part, that's what my kit always has, those basics.
And that's pretty easy to do,
Oh, you can get a trailer to carry all this stuff?
Yeah, no, exactly. I can't put that in one bag. You have to get 15 bags.
You hijack a petroleum truck and put all that in there?
We need a 747 to go down the road. Is that all you were going to do?
Oh, so we're packing a Chinook. Okay.
People are idiots. I hate them all.
Yeah, me
I
too.
hate them all.
A-holes on the internet.
Yep.
Dylan Wilkes.
Willix. Dylan Willix.
That's Dylan Wilkes.
Willix.
What would you recommend putting in an overseas first aid kit, particularly Ireland, England, as a destination? What would or would not be suitable to take on planes?
So I sort of did not read this as closely as I should.
That's hard, man. That's
'Cause he's just
very
saying
deep.
first
It's like a
aid
whole
kit.
episode there.
He's just saying first aid kit, and so I went way beyond that. I basically,
Oh yeah, I didn't even. I kind of saw that as gear too.
yeah, I didn't read that close enough. I kind of made like a little EDC TSA approved kit. So this is kind of the things I would look at. So I know you didn't ask this, but this is the answer you're getting anyways. Cash, a first aid kit. So put some stuff in it. I don't know. Cam can talk about that if he wants. Some snacks. You got to have a bandana in there. Backup battery charger. A Leatherman. They have those Leatherman that don't have the knives in them. And you can take those. Those are TSA approved. A Bic lighter is actually TSA approved, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. Extra daily meds. That is super important. Extra OTC meds. A tactical pen, because that's about as close as you're going to get to some sort of a self-defense device, especially if you're going overseas to Ireland or England. I don't even know what their rules are on that, but I would guess you could take a tactical pen, a little survival guide, and a flashlight.
You mean a torch?
A torch. Yes, Willix. Dylan Willix
Hand
has
torch.
a torch. Yep.
Yeah. So that was above and beyond, Kobe. Good job.
Sorry
Thank
about
you.
that.
Just with the first aid kit, most of the time for me, it's like the little medicines that can help.
Yeah.
The diarrhea medicine.
Yeah.
The stomach ache medicine, nausea, like Zofran or something.
Yep.
Motion sickness pill, and then ibuprofen, Tylenol.
And then backup diarrhea pills.
And then
nausea pills.
But if you have prescription medications, obviously
Yeah.
you're going to want to not put those in your store, like you want to put them
checked
in your
bag.
travel. Yeah. And I just looked that up today, actually, for somebody that medications, they don't have to be in a prescription bottle. They probably should for certain medicines, and they can be carried on. You don't have to be worried about them confiscating anything.
Yeah,
And
definitely
if they
take
do,
those.
they're breaking the law.
Yeah.
So, and then most of the time it's just the basic stuff. I don't carry a trauma kit with me or anything like that. It's usually just some Band-Aids, hand sanitizer. I usually have some glue, super glue, because you never know.
Yeah.
Quick suture something, you just glue it, or a laceration or something like that. And then really it comes down mostly to the over-the-counter meds, and if you have prescription meds, for sure. So
That's good.
I don't know if that helps you.
Hopefully.
England, I don't think they take any medicine, so you don't have to worry about it.
Have a
over
cup of tea. You'll be
there.
fine.
That's true. That's exactly what it would be.
Yeah. Grizzly Guy 95 asks or says, "Love the show. I appreciate the casual approach you guys have taken on presenting your show. My question is, would you guys ever consider doing another bug out scenario series, but instead of in the Ford truck, this time on foot, attempting to leave an urban setting? Thanks, guys, and stay survived."
That's a great one.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. We have talked about that.
Yeah, like almost that exact idea was
Because it's like that's probably the more realistic scenario for.
Yeah.
But that would change a lot. It would change a lot of discussing the weight for one.
Yep.
And your footwear, and then the risks of getting out of that town are a lot greater and a lot longer. You're exposed a lot longer.
Yeah, we actually talked about doing something really similar to this, but not as a podcast, as a video or a film type YouTube thing. We just haven't gotten around to it. We want to
It would
do
be great. I'd love to do
would
it.
be.
I'd love to do it to learn for myself, like
Yeah.
the different aspects of that.
Yeah,
But
basically our idea was kind of just, we have 3 days. We're going to start walking from town and head to the wilderness and just kind of
we were
document it.
guaranteed a good amount of pay to make up the difference for work.
Yeah.
I'd do it on any day.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's the hard part, is taking 3 days and going to do it. It's not
And it
easy to
doesn't
do.
go anywhere.
Yeah, and then you get 30 views on YouTube. Like, gosh, damn it.
Next to the TikTok video of
Yeah,
somebody
doing a dance,
snorting Play-Doh.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that, but man.
Somebody'll do it though.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Zach Buck 14.
Zach Buck. That's like a manly name.
It is.
I'm Zach.
Like a knife
Buck.
brand.
Yeah,
Well, I guess Buck knife.
Buck is a knife. Yeah.
Zach Buck.
Zach Buck, zombie
How
killer.
many Zach Bucks you got today?
I made 100 Zach Bucks on that deal.
Yeah, I've been playing a long time. Got
Yeah.
25 Zach bucks. One of y'all's earlier episodes, you talked about about unidentified foreign objects, UFO. Okay,
Foreign object.
have y'all watched Skinwalker Ranch? If so, what's y'all's take on the phenomenons they are seeing, and do you think the scenarios could be seen elsewhere by people other than on the ranch? Yes. I think so.
Yeah, we have seen some episodes of that, and we went and listened to them last year at Phenomicon,
We did.
the festival here. So the show itself,
Festival.
it's pretty hokey. The show, it's over dramatic.
Man, I don't
It's
think there's any
dramatized.
paranormal stuff going on now. They're like, this is really corny. We're out of here.
I wish they would do the show differently. It's just too dramatized.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying.
They're trying too hard.
I'd like to watch it, but they do too much. They
Yeah.
go too far. Just gosh, just do it. Do simple things and stop being dramatic about every time the wind blows. You know, it's like, yeah.
And it's hard too because I know people that have been part of going out there.
Yes.
Like a guy that runs a backhoe or excavator. He said that he's like the things that they had me say or repeat in the way that they wanted.
Yep.
He's like it's pretty.
Well,
pretty
they
silly.
and
that's I mean I know that happens.
They said that too. It's like they had to do things 4 or 5 times, and
Yeah.
it's just.
It's just got to make it a show. It's got to be sensational.
I do think there's something weird. There's got to be something. I just can't imagine everybody's lying.
a big old hoax.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe they are, maybe it's all just a hoax, but I think the Uinta Basin in general just has a lot of weirdness to it. Like for some reason, it is just.
There's a lot of like natives and stuff like
Yes.
that have some really bizarre stories that
Yeah.
that some of them like coincide too, which
They
is
do.
even more weird. So
Yes.
it's not always just like folk lore and stuff like that.
And like, and he asked, could they be seen elsewhere by people other than on the ranch? Yes. And there's been like some of the first like UFO books ever written were written out of this area.
Yeah.
Like early, like 1950s.
Had so many sightings here.
Yeah. And so, yeah, for sure. There has been. Zach
Yeah.
Book.
Don't be sad if you don't live here.
Yeah.
It can happen to you.
Exactly.
It can happen to you.
This one came from Wadel Well Done.
Wade,
Well Done.
done.
I'll take a Wade Well Done. Well done. You're gonna ruin it, boy. If one of you had to become the supreme leader of a post-apocalyptic world, who would it be, Cam or Kobe? Okay,
It's not me.
look, no, I'm going with Cam.
Don't go with me.
Let me tell you something.
No.
A, I suck at public speaking. I don't want to do it. I never want to do it. If I have to get up in front of people, I just won't show up.
Hey, we got a leader in the country right now. You don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. B, I'm better as a behind-the-scenes guy.
Yeah.
Like I'll organize shit. I'll get it done. This post-apocalyptic world will run just fine. But Cam's gonna have to be the guy that gets up and gives the speeches. All right.
It's not going to happen.
Why?
I'm just not leader material.
Oh yeah, you are. You're fine.
I'm a pushover. I'm too nice. I'd be taken advantage of. And I'm a procrastinator. I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm not running for president anytime soon. That's
Neither
for
am
sure.
I. Neither am I.
But Kobe, he'd do better. He's not
don't
afraid
think
to hurt feelings to get things done.
Yeah, but that's like more of like a behind-the-scenes guy, anyways. That would do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
The leader's he's gotta stay on everybody's good graces.
Yeah.
He was like, and you'd be like, Kobe, can we get that done? I'd be like, hell no.
And I mean,
shut
I'm
up.
probably good at that, but that
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Kobe has more drive than I do.
I'm going
Maybe
with
my
Cam.
testosterone's low. I need to check it or
I'm
something.
sure I got low T, I'm sure.
Not motivated anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Cam.
I don't know.
He's a leader. Cam's a leader.
No, I don't think so, Kobe. You're my leader. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Who is it?
You.
Very curious Catherine.
She's so curious. She just wants to know about stuff. Oh, Katie.
She is curious because she has the longest question.
She does have a long
in
question.
history.
I almost didn't put it on there.
Hey,
'cause it was so
question.
long. No.
Hey, question on how often to replace emergency equipment. I have some things from about 12 to 15 years ago that really seem outdated compared to what is available on the market right now.
Underwear.
Yeah, such as my Red Cross hand crank emergency radio. I have one of those too.
I do too.
It's a solid piece of equipment that I've used many times over the decade for camping and power outages, but it's pretty basic compared to the radios they have nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
More fancy gadgets and gizmos, the more likely it'll break. Just remember
It's
that.
true, yeah.
Should I start looking into better or newer equipment, or should I hang on to the old trusty and invest in equipment supplies that I don't have yet? P.S. I'm the one with 100 acres of land off the grid cabin we're fixing up. As an update, things are moving along with the cabin. It's almost inhabitable. We're only a few months away from finishing it. I'm currently working in a bug out plan.
On a bug out plan, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
On a bug out plan for supplies and travel plans, so that by next year it'll be fully functioning bug out location and fun family camping spot. That's pretty sweet. I'm
really
jealous.
Cool. It's awesome.
That would be awesome. But yeah, when it comes down to the gear, your old gear that you've used forever and it's outdated, but it works, I wouldn't get rid of it.
No.
You know it works. It's been through the ringer. Unless, I mean, the handle's coming off, you got duct tape holding it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, time to get new. But for the most part, like the more basic and the more, like the simpler it is, the less likely it's going to break and not work. So
yeah, and I think just, if it's working, why change it at this point? Work on other things that you may not have.
I think that's the better approach,
right? That's kind of how I look at it. I don't know.
And I mean, those little radios, hand crank ones, if you want something more fancy, like there's no problem in backing it up, having your like Red Cross one, in your other location and a newer one somewhere else.
But don't get rid of that old one, man.
No,
I keep it.
That old stuff, freaking. My parents was going through some of his old backpacking stuff. I'm like, man, they built stuff better back then.
Oh, for sure they did.
Crazy.
Yeah.
There's lighter but extremely expensive stuff now, but the older stuff was probably just as durable and a little more clunky, but it works just as good as that fancy new expensive stuff.
For sure.
So.
All right, Cecil D. I'm begging y'all to answer this. Begging.
Please.
So much clickbait and doom and gloom on YouTube prepping channels. What are you guys actually worried about and preparing for as of today? Not looking for a gloom answer, but I'm curious. What's at the forefront of the casual prepper's mind when it comes to prepping? Inflation, civil unrest, World War III, or man-bear pig?
I hate those things.
Those things piss me off.
I heard they've been breeding.
Ooh.
Spawning everywhere.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So this is a super boring answer, and I give it all the time when other podcasters ask us and things like that, but I'm always preparing for the most likely, which is short-term power outages, car breakdowns, job issues, medical emergencies. Those are the things I'm preparing for. Like, really, I'm not preparing for World War III.
Yeah.
I'm not.
How do you prepare for World War III?
Well, we've done an episode about it, but
it always comes
back to the same stuff. But in my mind, I'm always, it's fun to talk about those things, but they just aren't the most likely.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I think the emergency plans and
we've always said this on all the big things that we talk about.
Yeah.
It goes back to these things.
Your personal apocalypse. That's always what it always comes back to. And that's again, I feel like that's the best way for me to prep. But if something like civil unrest or World War III gets you going and it kicks you in the butt, great, go for that. But it's just not what I'm preparing for. Just not.
No, and I couldn't answer it better. That's kind of the same thing. My thing is lately I have been feeling a little more urgency just because it's just that time of year that I usually do. I'm like, do I have all my stuff set up and in line and prepared?
Yeah.
But it's more of a no matter what, if you focus on that simple, could we go into World War III? What do I prepare for? What do I do? It always comes back to what's the worst case scenario is my family starving and not having water.
Yeah.
It's the most terrifying thing to me.
What else is
So
there?
it's why don't I just focus on extending those out further? Okay, I've got 2 months. Now I have 3 months. Now I want to go further with that.
Yeah.
And then I go back to now what are some of the things? Maybe I do have all that, or I have 3 months and I don't really want to add anymore. Now I'm looking at comforts and safety for my family. What ways can I prepare for that? Because that's gonna basically hit on almost any or most scenarios, unless your house starts on fire and you lose all that stuff.
Well, and then it comes back to those things that aren't the most popular to talk about, which is health and financial preparedness, right?
That too.
And those two things right there, they suck because they're really, really hard, but it helps you in every one of those scenarios, plus all of the ones that are actually going to happen to you, which is short-term power outages, car breakdowns, job issues, and medical emergencies, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of what I'm still preparing for. Like, I don't have in the back of my mind, oh, inflation's going to hit. I mean, obviously it has.
Yeah.
But if I'm working on my personal finances, that's probably the best way to deal with inflation.
True.
Right? So,
yeah.
I don't know.
So, yeah, there's all those little details, but, you know, if somebody's going to shoot a nuke and you live in D.C., either you move or you just die.
Exactly.
Like, don't worry about it. Just prepare for the common things.
If you want to prepare for that crazy stuff, you got to go to Off the Grid Surplus, Cam, because they have the over and out hybrid shorts. These things are tailored for the off the grid lifestyle. Oh my gosh. These things are freaking from the trail to the water. You'd always want to be worried about being prepared with a dedicated swim trunk. Cam, we could have used this last weekend.
We could have. Well, I went floating the river and I wore them because you can get them wet and they zipper up all your stuff.
They sport this nylon spandex blend that's ripstop. This fabric is going to blow your damn mind. It's lightweight.
And blow your pants off.
Blow your friggin' pants off. Your shorts off. It protects against tears, scuffs, abrasions. It's got that 4-way stretch and that crotch gusset that just won't quit. Oh my gosh, these shorts are versatile. They're stylish. And as always, all the F and EDC pockets. Like, you can't, if you like EDC, these shorts are just going to make you a happy person all the way around because you can put stuff everywhere. They're just fantastic. So go to offthegridsurplus.com. Get an extra 15% off with our code CASUALPREPPERS15. Okay? Because they're just good stuff. And it's end of the season. I get that. But it's time to get you some. Okay? Get those shorts.
Amen.
Get it done.
I don't know where they got that material. It's like
it's
from a different. They had
Elon Musk probably made it.
So I'm like, it breathes.
Yeah.
It's resistant and it gets wet and dries quick. Oh, it's so good. It's
beautiful.
I love it.
Me too.
I want sheets made out of it.
Oh my gosh.
Store my gear
I
in it.
just want a jumpsuit. All that material.
No kidding. Why don't they make a jumpsuit?
I don't know.
A flight suit? Man,
oh my gosh.
I'd buy it.
Like an everyday flight suit for the everyday man. You know?
Yeah.
Just for the everyday man.
That would be so great.
Oh
man, I'd wear that. That'd
Heck
be
pretty
sweet. Okay. Is it you?
It's you, I think.
Northern Plowboy.
Okay, Plowboy.
Have you ever considered using a hydro pack for a bug out bag? I know they tend to be a lot smaller, but it is worth not having to carry a separate bottle for water. This is also considering the at Bugging Out Pod episode where you advise staying under 30 pounds.
So I think what he's saying...
It's also in there too.
So there's a hydro pack that's actually a backpack, right? That's what he's talking about.
Sounds like a bladder pack is like...
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too.
That's kind of what I was thinking, a bladder pack, but there's like a hydro pack that's kind of like a backpack, and so maybe that's what he's saying. But I don't think that's got enough. I'd have to look.
There's not a lot of room with those, is it?
I don't
Isn't
think
it
so.
like slimline, kind of for like biking and hiking?
Yeah,
it's not really a big.
They're pretty small. Yep. All the ones I'm looking at, like they just don't have.
It just depends on your plan, but you're not going to get 72 hours worth of stuff in a hydro. So, okay, I know what pack.
So probably not, but yes, for the bladder insert,
you could barely get by with 72. You probably could.
It'd be tough,
but you're gonna.
I think it'd be tough.
You're gonna be missing out a lot.
But yeah, maybe you could. But yeah, I think I probably wouldn't. I think I'd need more space. I kind of tend to be on more gear than the less gear side. But I still want to keep the weight down.
Yeah.
So I think
I have a problem making an inch bag versus a bug out bag. I'm like, gosh dang it. I don't need all this stuff in here.
Exactly.
So, I mean, if it works for you,
yeah,
and you can make it happen, that's awesome.
For sure. Lee Bramley, what are the best spices to have and store? I tried a can of Costco chicken, and while nice, it was a bit bland.
Very bland. I've tried that.
Have you?
Yeah.
I haven't tried
that. Doesn't
those.
have a lot of flavor. Not much salt either.
Okay.
Probably does have a ton of salt, but just not enough.
Not like tasty salt. Yeah. No, I think really like the ones, like there's 5 of them. Salt, pepper, seasoned salt, cinnamon, and garlic salt.
It's pretty much the same ones I put.
I feel like with those.
I put lemon salt because that's a good one too.
Lemon
pepper. Sorry. Lemon pepper is what I meant.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's kind of a, it's not just pepper. It's kind of salty too.
Yeah, it's got salt in it for sure.
But that one stores well. I love the Montreal steak seasoning. I like put it on everything. But it has fat in it, so it'd probably go rancid.
Yeah.
So not a great long-term storage one unless you freeze dried it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
all
good.
those. I mean, I'm not into all the other and dill. I put dill on there because I can put dill on fish, put dill on chicken, put dill on my tongue. I love
It's
dill.
a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. That spice is a big deal.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
like all the others, like cumin and
Mm-hmm.
like I can do without those.
Yeah.
I actually don't like the flavor of cumin.
Okay.
Kish cumin.
Yeah. Too many jokes. I don't even want to go there. Read the next one.
John Owen.
This is
Okay.
his favorite one.
So it's the apocalypse. Thankfully, due to the casual prepping, you have survived. You have to pick 3 songs to make up your soundtrack. 1, your opening scene song. 2, your montage song. 3, your final moments leading into the credits song. What are you choosing?
This one just took Cam over the edge.
I couldn't put it together.
He couldn't put it together. So I'll go first. We'll see if Cam has any sort of an answer once we get to his. So number 1 for my opening scene song, I'm going with "Cry Little Sister" from the Lost Boys soundtrack.
That is such a good one.
I mean, that was their opening song, and it was just so freaking good that why not?
Yeah.
Number 2, I told you this would come back around, but from the Rad soundtrack,
Right?
"Thunder in Your Heart." Go listen to it, guys. It's on Apple Music. It is my pump up song. When I need some energy, when I need to get going, it's always "Thunder in Your Heart." It's just so good. So freaking good. Yeah. So that's my montage song. And then my last for my final moments leading into the credits, I'm going with the Terminator 2.
It's a good documentary on cancer. The Terminator. I'm a doctor. I'm a Terminator.
They call me the Terminator. The Terminator 2 theme song. Just like
good
at
one.
the end. Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
Those are good.
Okay.
This took me and Kobe forever. Kobe read all these songs to me. But no, like Creedence Clearwater Revival. I always have liked that song. Like,
Which one, though?
that's on the, the common one. The
Oh.
one you always hear.
Well, there's a whole bunch of theirs.
I know.
That are really good. But
What's the that's that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good CD.
It is.
It's got all the good
It's
songs.
got good stuff.
Then I went with, just because we were talking Twister, it's the only one that was coming to mind. Like Human Beings. That's a good montage song. Then the last one is by the Sound of Silence, That one's pretty, that's a really
Sound of
depressing
Silence, okay.
end of a movie.
Yeah, okay.
Because
I get
everybody's
that.
going to die in the end.
Maybe. Yeah, we're all going to die.
Never ask that question again,
Okay,
because
I'll try and
I
keep
don't
those
listen
ones
to
off.
enough music to be like, oh, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
I just listen to whatever's on. I'm too
Okay.
lazy to even search through.
All right. This one came from Carissa Davitt. You can choose any past or present director for the next Casual Preppers film. Who are you going with? Ooh. If you ask him directors, he's all over it.
This one was hard because I do have a lot of directors I like. So, you go ahead, Kobe.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're the movie
So
guy.
I couldn't pick one. I had to pick 3. I'm sorry. So my first pick is probably going to be Christopher Nolan. I mean, in my opinion, I think he's probably the best out there right now, overall director. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like he's just pretty amazing. Just everything overall. Really, really good.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with Steven Spielberg. He might be the best of all time. Might be.
I know.
I mean, how do you deny that, right? And then just because I love his atmosphere and I love his pacing in films, I'm going with M. Night Shyamalan. And I know that's probably not a popular pick because a lot of people don't like a lot of his
the way he
films.
does it.
But I still feel like if you're going for great atmosphere, there's nobody better than Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Shamalama ding dong. Boy.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Nolan's probably be my pick too.
Ready?
The first one.
Yeah.
But I do like Joseph Kosinski's films. Like
Kaczynski, he did
he did Oblivion. And I loved Oblivion.
He did the latest Top Gun too,
and he
didn't
did
he?
the latest Top Gun. He just has a good
Okay.
way of capturing you.
I can see that.
So I'd be between those two. But I do like Denis Villeneuve. He's the one that did Dune. He did
So
Blade Runner.
one of his early movies is one of my favorite movies of all time. Prisoners. Have you seen
I
that?
haven't seen that.
Holy-
I saw it when I was looking it up.
Holy hell.
I just like his style. Like he has a good
Yeah.
style of movie.
Yeah.
And I think as an apocalyptic type movie, like
Sure.
he would do a good job.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. I like it.
That's hard, man.
It's so hard.
because there's so different. There's different styles.
Yeah.
I love Christopher Nolan's like suspense, like and the way he uses music. And oh man,
Nobody uses music better than him.
because it just like you're just like, oh man,
Yeah.
I'm watching nothing.
And I know a
it's,
lot
like,
of that's
freaking me out.
probably Hans Zimmer and
It
a lot of his
is,
stuff.
but he's still behind it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sure.
Was that yours?
Yeah, that was mine.
Andrew Stevenson, the zombies finally have shown up and you've been in your bug out bunker a long time.
Bug in bunker.
A bug in bunker. You're running low on food. What are you saving for last? Something really good for a potential last meal or something really bad in the hope that you'll get more food somehow and you won't ever have to eat it. That's so tough.
Yeah, so to me, I think I probably will eat the good stuff early on. Not like right away, but somewhat early because I think keeping it for the end is hard. You don't know when the end's going to be.
That's true.
Or if you're going to make it. And so I don't know, man. And like, to be honest, what is it going to be? None of that freeze-dried stuff gets me going. It doesn't excite
None
me.
of it.
Like, I don't really care. It's like, because when it comes to food, for me, I love steak. I love lobster. I love
I'm boring, yeah.
shrimp
I love
and
steak, man.
tacos and freaking stuff like that. So I don't even know. But I think I'd probably eat it early on.
If there's a way I could like salvage, like save steak,
Yeah.
and know that it's there for just in case it's my last meal, that's what I would want it to be.
Yeah.
Big old steak dinner.
Me too.
So, but yeah, who knows?
I know.
How do you know? I'm not the one. I'm not likely to eat the best and then eat garbage after.
Yeah.
I usually am like, let's get through this crap, and then we
Well, the
have
thing
better
that would
stuff. But you just
suck
don't know.
is, like, all of a
When
sudden it's better.
Yeah.
And now you've eaten all the crap, and you're just like, why did I eat all that? You should have ate the good stuff.
That's true.
It was horrible for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know?
And then the next time apocalypse number 2 comes
Yeah.
around,
There's
then you know
always-
to start with. the
There's
good
always
stuff.
an aftershock.
Yeah.
Right.
Still experiencing one
Yeah.
since the first.
Chris Hartwig, based on the current state of division in the country, do you see a civil conflict in the near future? What is your plan?
I hate this. I hate thinking of this kind of thing. It's like, but you have to think about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was one where I'm like, my plan is to just go with what I've been going with forever.
Yeah.
Just keep to myself, stay safe at home.
Don't look
if it
at
affects
people.
my hometown, I'm prepared to stay
Yeah.
away from everybody.
Yep. Yeah, that's me. I kind of feel like, to be honest with you, in the last few years, we got through the worst of it,
I kind of,
in my opinion. Right?
hopefully we learned something from.
I think
that
2019
joke.
to 2022, we went through some crazy crap. And
We did.
I think that was the worst of it. I don't know, though. Again,
Mhm.
I feel like it simmered down a little bit, to be honest. And it's always something that I'm kind of keeping my eye on, but it's not my main concern right now. But again, I always have to kind of preface these comments with the fact that I am doing my best to avoid news, politics, and anything that doesn't directly affect me in my daily life.
I think you're smart.
I am just avoiding it like it is COVID. Okay? And it is COVID.
It really is.
Like,
That's so funny.
And I know that's probably not the best thing as a prepper to be doing, but I feel like for my mental health, it's much, much better. I've felt 1,000 times better now that I've been avoiding politics because it's all a bunch of crap. It's all a bunch of garbage. Both sides are idiots. Anybody who's saying, "Oh, it's all the left's fault. Oh, it's all the right's fault," you guys are idiots.
Yeah,
because it's not.
I agree.
It's both sides. Say what you want. It's both sides, 100%. So I don't even want to
I agree
deal
with
with
you
it anymore.
100%.
Yeah, I'm right. You're wrong, people. So yeah,
I would.
That's what
would
I think.
Hope that we got through the worst of it because that was
not
painful.
very fun. Yeah, and we got through it okay. We lived. Okay, well, some of us did. Some of us died.
Like you said, you were kind of into politics a little more. Now you're just like, that done it. I'm done.
I'm done. I don't even want to deal with it anymore.
No, and a lot of people I know that are like that. They're
Yeah.
like, it's like you ruined
Yeah.
the voting and stuff. Probably going to get worse because nobody wants to deal with it.
I feel like a
anymore.
lot of people, like, there was like a split. People either got more into it or they just said,
That's
screw
true.
it all.
There were a lot that
So it's
got
like-
into it that I'm like, you shouldn't be into it.
Yeah.
You don't know.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's
Mm-hmm.
good. Thomasinus.
Oh,
Thomasinus.
P. Enos. Is that him?
Thomas P. Enos. Yeah, that's him.
That's him.
SHTF situation. What would make you bug out at a moment's notice and leave some preps behind? We all know backpacks and knives would not be left behind. Yeah, that's true. To me, like a lethal pandemic where I knew I had to rely on people protecting themselves from you and you from them, that would never happen. Yeah. So if it was like spread from human to another will kill you, I'd be out in a second.
Yep.
Like, see ya.
That was definitely one of mine too. Like
if we knew, but you would not know because people would deny that it's lethal.
It's hard to know.
And it would just kill everybody.
Nobody's dying.
Yeah. He died from natural causes.
Like
22.
I think something like a flood, like
knowing that it's coming, like
a flood.
Right.
You don't stay in your house. Go. Go somewhere else, right?
And it's surprising how many people do stay knowing those storms are just going to like, this is the biggest it's ever formed. I'm going to stick it out.
Yeah, well, American Idol's on tonight. I'm not missing it.
Yeah. These are comforts. I have my stuff here.
I'm not going. Also something like a localized nuclear event of some sort, like a meltdown or something like that. That maybe something like that happened on 3 Mile Island back in the day. Or I'm probably going to get out of town. There's no reason to hang out and just let yourself grow another foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's not do that.
That's true.
You got to buy more shoes if that happens.
Nah,
they're already expensive.
Yeah.
You know?
You just come in a 3 pair.
Can I get a 3-pack? Because I got 2 lefts, bro.
I had to buy 4 shoes so I can get by.
I got this extra one. What am I going to do with this? I feel like Steve Martin
one wants that.
at Father of the Bride with the hot hamburger or the hot dog buns. You remember that scene?
Yeah. I forgot about that, yeah.
I got 3 shoes. I got to buy 4. I'm going to take these shoes out.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how we got to that, but that's, those things would probably keep me going. I'd get out of town.
Me too.
Anus. This one came from Gato Meow. Meow. You are living in an apartment with thin walls. Would you rather live next to a middle-aged couple who fight for 45 minutes at the exact time your dinner is ready every day, or next to a newlywed couple going at it at random times 8 times a day?
Apparently, you're living in a spot that probably has both on both sides. You're like, which one should I get rid of?
Look, I'm going with the newlywed couple.
Call me creepy.
Call me creepy, call me gross, whatever, but love is better than anger. Like, I'd rather hear that than people screaming F words at each other.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't want to hear that. I don't like it.
Yeah.
My first apartment I lived in, I had this, to be honest with you.
The anger?
No.
The love making?
The love making. They're right above us.
I've been in scenarios where both are happening.
Yeah. At the same time.
Yeah. I love you so much. I hate you. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be weird. But here's my thing. Like,
Thinging?
Yeah. But we all, like, listen, we all know love making 8 times a day ain't gonna last.
That's true.
Fighting could potentially last forever.
Go forever. Yeah. 50 years down the road, they're still fighting.
So I'm taking the love making.
Yeah.
This thing ain't gonna hang on forever.
No.
I hope it does for him.
I really do.
More the merrier with the love making.
Take it while you
Not
can
the
get
people. More the merrier.
Who knows?
Who cares? You know,
Yeah.
but the anger, the fighting, man, that stuff goes on for an eternity.
I don't want to hear that.
No, nobody does.
Nah.
See, I don't know if it's easier to explain to your kids on the lovemaking versus the fighting, but you don't want them picking up that language.
Love making, I'll just say that they're wrestling. And tickling. Tickle wrestling.
That's a masseuse over there. He does some weird stuff.
Yeah. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. Nick Ends.
Nick Ends. His brother's burnt.
Just burnt ends.
Burnt ends.
Burnt ends. Over here in the land down under.
We gotta do it in an Australian accent.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Just try it.
Over here in the land down under.
That's not bad.
We are fairly.
It's
isolated from the rest of the world. What's that?
It's a crapshoot if you're gonna get it, huh?
Like you don't know what's coming out.
What's
so weird.
That's weird, huh?
All right, I'm gonna do it. Do you have a think? I'm like, how did that happen?
Wait, that's Russian.
Do you think that makes us safer or more of a risk if we actually experience a complete collapse of society? P.S. Love the show, and I know that you have a loyal following of devoted Aussies. Keep listening in.
Awesome, Nick.
Keep listening in, please.
Yeah. So this is I think you're better off.
I do too.
Safer.
Those 2 like best locations, weren't they islands?
Yes.
So.
No. Yes, one of them was.
What was the other one?
Argentina.
Oh, yeah.
was one of them, I think.
Tip of a continent.
But here's the only thing with Australia. I mean, they're all related to. I mean, that's where all the bad people went.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's where they sent
So
all
their instincts.
the prison.
Yeah.
I mean, all their instincts deep down in their DNA are kind of, I don't know, guys.
There's some crazies.
There's some
gonna pop out
crazies,
of there.
So
I still think you're probably better off
you are,
than
definitely.
imagine being a neighbor to Russia. You never know.
No.
They could attack you at any minute.
Any minute. Yeah.
So I'm like, I think it's better to not have neighbors. I believe that in real life.
I wonder what the population is of Australia.
I don't know.
Do you know?
I
Like,
have no
because it's
idea.
got to be relatively low compared, right?
The land mass and size and population, yeah. It's gotta
I
be a
think
lot less.
so. I don't know. 25 million.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's less than California.
Yeah, there's a lot less
Yeah.
for the size of the island, too.
Yeah.
And how much bigger is it than England? Or
Oh,
UK, you know what I mean?
geez, way bigger.
So it's like,
yeah.
it's crazy.
Uh-huh. So I think you're way better off.
I think you are, too.
I think you're way better off.
I think it's a good place.
So that's what I
It's a
would
good
do.
place. I mean, you got New Zealand nearby, and everybody wants to go there to survive.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Okay.
that's it.
That's it.
That's
it,
a
guys.
wrap.
We got a couple of reviews we're going to do real
Yeah, we
quick
got-
since we're here. Since we're here, Cam, you know what I mean? We've got the latest tack pack. The first item is the Aeronox Mag Extension. Booyah.
Right there. I'm
Yep.
not going to pull it out.
And then we got the SOG Mac V tool. This thing's pretty cool. I actually have it on one of my bags.
It looks like a face.
Does.
It's supposed to.
Uh-huh.
It's cool.
And we have the 5-liter dry bag. Keep stuff dry.
Look at that. It's a little tiny bag.
Then we have the Cricut CEO Columbia River Knife and Tool. This is like the tiniest, thinnest blade I ever
so
did see.
Freaky. I feel like I'm going to snap it in half.
Yeah. You can't even open it. That's
I
how
can't.
crazy
It's
it is.
Super. You see, it's so hard to handle.
Yeah.
My hands are so big.
Yeah, just freaking meat hooks can't get on around that knife. You're gonna freaking slice your
I know.
finger on that.
Ain't no alien going to be able to use this.
Yeah.
It's too complicated.
And then we got the Shark of the Street sticker. Yeah, got a shark in there with a gun.
Boom, boom,
They always
bang.
have cool stickers. And then we have the latest Going Gear EDC Club. These guys always knock it out of the park too, man. They got some good stuff.
do have
The
some
first
good stuff.
item is the Musin Wild Mini Bluetooth speaker. And this thing is cool looking.
It's really cool looking.
It comes in nice little packaging, like pretty friggin' rad.
It looks like you're going to go back to Vietnam and
Yeah.
call in an airstrike. That's
Yeah.
pretty sweet looking. Looks like a gas can on the back
Yeah, pretty
and
cool.
a speaker on the front. Looks like you're in a submarine.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, a little thing. And we got the Rive Knives Rogue Mini. This is an $80 value. It's the ultimate pocket companion.
This little chubby.
This is a little jub, a little stub jub. It's a little stub
Hey,
jub.
little chubby. Look at that.
Yeah. It's a
So,
cool little knife, though.
It's really cool.
Pretty sweet looking. Then we got the Kaiser Knives Assassin.
Assassin.
Assassin. It's a pretty cool little EDC folder, pocket knife, flipper tab, button lock.
one?
Yeah.
I like Kaiser. They make some good knives.
They do. They're just like simple
That's
little
why I
EDC
like
knives.
them too. They're not like
Yeah,
ain't super flashy, but they get the job done.
definitely do.
This one looks really pretty too.
Yeah, it does. And then we got the Countercom screw ring set. It's a screwdriver for your key ring. Oh, cool. Sounds
There
awesome.
it is.
No, that's the Tactica
No, that's
Gear
it.
camping multi-tool.
Oh, there's stuff way down there. Wait, I don't.
Maybe
see
it's
it.
not in there. I actually don't remember seeing that.
Sons of bees.
They didn't give us that one. That's all right, though. That's the latest Going Gear EDC Club.
Some good
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
All right, guys.
There
Thanks.
you have it.
Please like us, subscribe us, do the things we like. Okay. Stay survived.